In the Unresolved Problems segment tonight, some very provocative words from an Arizona congressman. Trent Franks remains skeptical about whether the Russians hacked our elections, but says if it's true, maybe it was a public service.
I'm all for doing what's necessary to protect the election here, but there's no suggestion that Russia hacked into our voting systems or anything like that. They, if anything, whatever they might have done was to try to use information in a way that may have affected something that they believed was in their best interest. But the bottom line, if they succeeded, if Russia succeeded in giving the American people information that was accurate, then they merely did what the media should have done.
With us now is Joe Concha, media reporter with The Hill, and from Houston, Mustafa Tamiz, Democratic strategist, former consultant, Department of Homeland Security. Welcome, gentlemen. Joe, I'll start with you. So the media takes this. President Obama says, hey, we have proof. We have 17 agencies saying it. I can't tell you what it is, but trust us. And the media goes, you know what? He must be right, must be true. And they bite, and they bite. They got a hook, line, and sinker.
It's the overriding theme that we've seen since November 8th, that everybody but Hillary Clinton lost this election for, right? And this time it's Russia. We had recounts. I mean, you could go on and on.
James Comey.
James Comey, right. The bottom line is that...
Voting booths.
Thank you. You're helping me out here.
All right. I mean, it went on and on.
Right. Every week there's a different theme. The bottom line is that Hillary Clinton did not have a coherent message during this campaign. Ask anybody at a New Year's Eve party tomorrow night, what was Hillary Clinton's message in terms of what she was going to do and what she was going to change in Washington? Besides, Trump's a bad guy and I'm competent and he isn't, vote for me, that was it. Donald Trump, you put me on an elevator for 10 seconds and you say, hey, what was Donald Trump's message? I say, let's see, we're going to build a wall along the southern border. We're going to have better trade deals with China and with Mexico. We're going to keep jobs here, keep companies from leaving. We're going to destroy ISIS. That's it. So he had a message Hillary Clinton did not. That's why she lost.
And Mr. Tamiz, tell me about this media being complicit in this whole Russia story. My problem is they're not asking the questions, whereas we're finding out things through WikiLeaks, through whatever, that the media didn't ask.
Well, look, put the election results aside. A foreign nation, Russia, came in, hacked a Democratic Party server, leaked information to try to alter our elections. That's the big story. And this notion that that's not a big deal and that President-elect Trump is not talking about this and not acknowledging this, when 17 intelligence agencies have talked about this, the FBI just released a 13-page document to talk about this.
Right there, 17 agencies have talked about this. Have not shown the proof or the evidence. That's my point.
A 13-page document from the FBI was just released.
I saw it. I read it.
Detailing. You read it, so then you know.
No, but they didn't show the evidence. They said this is what we believe is happening, but they didn't show us why they believe that. I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead. Your thoughts
are you kidding?
Whether or not the media.
Kidding?
No,
a 13-page document that
I read the document.
Exactly
I saw what they're offering, but they're not offering exact evidence. They don't want to. They don't want to show how they found out or what they actually have.
You just don't want to believe the evidence. It's the difference between showing evidence and you believing the evidence.
Missouri. Show me, Joe.
All right, Mustafa, here's the bottom line. That, yes, even if the source is Russia, right, and as you said, that most likely...
It is Russia.
All right. Most likely that's true, right? And that's what the administration is saying. All right, we take that at face value then. Here's the bottom line.
Thank you.
All right, that if I'm a news producer, all right, or I'm a broadcast news producer or editor, is the information authentic? Has it been dismissed by the parties that were injured? John Podesta, the DNC. No, it has not. The bottom line is that you could not like the source or where it came from, but it was newsworthy stuff. We had information in there that showed that the DNC was trying to destroy the campaign of Bernie Sanders. We had Donna Brazile when she was an employee at CNN sharing debate questions in advance. Those are serious things that need to be reported on.
It's the information that's embarrassing. Fine. Great. It's information that's embarrassing.
So you report on it, right?
You're missing the greater point. You're missing a greater point. A foreign power is trying to intervene in our election to elect somebody that favors policies that are favorable to them.
But you're making making the leap. You're making that leap. You're saying these agencies say that they believe that the Russians were getting involved in information gathering. But you're making the leap that it actually changed the outcome of the election, though.
Look, I'm not making the leap. I'm stating facts. Donald Trump has basically said that he was okay with the Crimea invasion. He didn't even recognize that. He said that it's okay for us not to support our NATO allies if they didn't pay their
Mustafa,
dues.
Russia did
there are
not
a number
write
of statements that he said. He has basically said that Vladimir Putin is a great guy. As early as yesterday or earlier today, he's tweeting that Vladimir Putin is a smart guy. These are factual statements, and you have to acknowledge that.
Of course, but those are, in fact, factual statements. But the leap that it actually changed the outcome of the election is the leap of faith that you're taking that I, as a media person, would like to see more proof of, more evidence of. I'm sorry, Joe, you were trying to
I was about to say that the bottom line is that Russia did not write these emails. Russia did not say in one email that Hillary Clinton was going to take $12 million from the King of Morocco, that she wanted open borders. All of these things are authentic, real facts that needed to be reported on. And instead, the media, excuse me, Mustafa, I gave you 45 seconds. You could give me 20. All right. Look, the media focused on every tweet from Donald Trump. They focused on comments he made 10 years ago. Those were newsworthy items. The bottom line is that didn't prevent Hillary Clinton from campaigning in Wisconsin, which she never did before the election. The fault is on her. It is not on Russia, and it's not on all the things that Eric brought up before as far as excuses. And this just seems to be another excuse, another narrative to delegitimize the election of Donald Trump.
Well, and let
Donald Trump is president-elect.
Right. Let me throw this one thing in here, Mr. Tamis. Before the election, all these emails, remember this is non-event. The Democrats are saying, oh, there's nothing in them. There's nothing outrageous in them. It's not going to mean a darn thing to the election. After she loses, it's the reason she lost.
Look, Donald Trump is president-elect. We accept him as the president-elect. But the fact that Russians have hacked into this is important because there's an election that's going to happen in France. There's an election that's going to happen in Germany. And what you don't want is Russians intervening in democratic countries, undermining Western
they've been doing
democracies.
for over a decade,
This is
Mustafa.
important.
Not just this election,
and
other elections.
Look,
and we've done it with other elections as well. The U.S. has.
You know what, guys?
It is important to stop that. It is important
I agree
to stop
with that.
It is, and we all agree with that. We all come to agreement. At the end of the segment, great debate, you guys.
Therefore, we have to take action. We have to come together as a nation. We've got to put our country's interests before politics.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, I'm going to leave it right there.